Why creative moms control the quiet wealth loop. The sketchbook had been sitting on the shelf for 3 years, untouched, waiting. She'd open it sometimes, late at night when the house finally went quiet, and feel that familiar pull between who she used to be and who motherhood had asked her to become. She wasn't chasing millions. She was chasing something quieter. The kind of freedom that fits between bedtime stories and grocery runs. The kind that doesn't ask permission or wait for the perfect moment. But here's what nobody tells you about creative mothers. They've been building empires in invisible spaces long before anyone thought to call it entrepreneurship. They've been solving problems, creating beauty, and holding chaos together with nothing but willpower and borrowed time. And somewhere along the way, a few of them realized something the business world is only now starting to understand. She'd spent the morning sorting through old projects, half-finished watercolors, fabric samples, design sketches that never became anything more than ideas. Part of her felt guilty even looking at them, as if ambition had to disappear the moment motherhood began. Maybe success just wasn't meant for someone like her. But the idea didn't come from a business book or a motivational podcast. It came from the mess on her kitchen table, a birthday invitation she'd designed for her daughter. A friend who saw it and asked if she could make one too. Then another friend, then a stranger who'd seen it on social media. What would you have done in her place? She almost said no. Almost convinced herself it was just a fluke. But something in her, something she thought had gone dormant years ago, whispered back. Here's what makes creative mothers different. They don't just see problems, they see patterns. They've spent years translating chaos into order, turning nothing into something, making beauty appear where there was only mess. They've learned to work in fragments, to build in the margins, to create with whatever time and resources they can find. And in an economy that increasingly values flexibility, authenticity, and human connection over corporate polish, those aren't just survival skills anymore. They're competitive advantages. According to recent research, home-based creative businesses led by women are experiencing growth rates nearly 50% higher than traditional small businesses. Not because they have more capital or connections, but because they understand something fundamental about how people actually want to engage with products and services now. They know that perfection isn't what people are buying. They're buying realness, story, the feeling that a human being actually cared enough to make something with intention. She started small, almost invisibly small, a simple page showcasing her design work. No fancy website, no business plan. Just her creations, and the quiet belief that maybe someone out there would see what she saw in them. The first sale felt like validation and terror in equal measure. Then came the doubt, the kind that whispers louder than failure. The voice that said she was taking time away from her children, that she was being selfish. That real mothers don't split their focus like this. She smiled that night, not because it was easy, but because she'd done it anyway. But here's where the story gets interesting, where it stops being about one woman and starts being about a pattern that's reshaping how wealth gets built in the modern economy. Creative mothers aren't just starting businesses. They're creating something economists are now calling the quiet wealth loop, and most people have no idea it exists. Traditional wealth building follows a loud pattern. Capital, overhead, employees, scaling, visibility, risk. It demands everything up front and promises returns later, maybe. The quiet wealth loop works differently. It starts with skill, adds consistency, builds trust, creates systems, compounds quietly, and it does all of this while fitting into the spaces that already exist in a mother's life. Sometimes growth doesn't look like progress, it looks like staying. Like showing up day after day, even when nobody's watching, even when the numbers are small and the doubt is loud. She learned to treat her creative work like a serious business without losing the heart that made it special. She set boundaries around her time. She raised her prices even though it felt uncomfortable. She said no to projects that didn't align with where she was going. Her workspace was still her kitchen counter. Her studio was still the corner of her bedroom. But it no longer felt like chaos. It felt like possibility. And then something shifted. One client became 5. 5 became 20. 20 became a waiting list. Not because she was working more hours, she wasn't. But because she'd figured out how to make her creativity systematic without making it soulless. She'd cracked the code that most traditional business advice completely misses. Here's what the quiet wealth loop actually looks like in practice. It starts with a creative skill that solves a real problem. Design, writing, photography, illustration, handmade goods, digital products, content creation, consulting. The skill itself doesn't have to be extraordinary. It just has to be useful and human. Then comes the invisible part, the part where most people give up because they can't see it working yet. Building in public, sharing process, creating connection. Letting people see, not just the finished product, but the person behind it. This is where creative mothers have an inherent advantage. They already know how to build relationships. They already understand emotional intelligence. They already know that trust is built in small moments, not grand gestures. What would you have done differently? She started documenting her process. Not in a polished influencer kind of way. Just honest glimpses into how she worked. the mistakes, the experiments, the tiny victories that nobody else would notice. And something unexpected happened. People didn't just want to buy her work anymore. They wanted to learn from her. They wanted to understand how she managed to create while also managing everything else. They wanted permission to believe they could do it too. So she created a simple guide. Nothing fancy, just the system she'd built for herself. The one that let her design, market, and fulfill orders in the pockets of time between school runs and dinner prep. She priced it at $20. Sold 30 copies in the first week, then 50 more. Then it became passive income that showed up while she slept. That's when she understood. The Quiet Wealth Loop isn't just about selling a service, it's about building a system that works even when you're not actively working. Then came the doubt again, because it always comes back. The fear that she was getting too successful, that wanting more somehow made her ungrateful for what she already had. That ambition and motherhood couldn't coexist without something breaking. But she remembered something her grandmother once told her, that the best gift you can give your children isn't a mother who sacrifices everything. It's a mother who shows them what's possible when you honor both your responsibilities and your dreams. She breathed, let that truth settle, and kept building. By now you might be wondering what separated her from the thousands of other creative mothers who start and stop, who dream but never build, who have the talent but not the traction. It wasn't luck, it wasn't special connections. It wasn't even exceptional talent. It was understanding that creative work becomes a business the moment you treat it like one, and that treating it like a business doesn't mean losing the soul that made it matter in the first place. She learned to think in systems, to create once and sell many times, to build assets instead of just trading hours for dollars, to focus on the 20% of activities that generated 80% of her results. And she learned something that changed everything. The most successful creative businesses aren't built on constant hustle, they're built on strategic rest, on knowing when to push and when to pause, on protecting the creative energy that makes the whole thing possible in the first place. What helped her most wasn't just having the right tools, though finding Canva Pro for her design work and a simple Etsy shop structure definitely made the path smoother. It was realizing that she didn't need permission to start small, that she didn't need everything figured out before she began. She tested a few approaches before finding what truly worked. And honestly, that process of experimentation changed everything. Not just her business, but how she saw herself. This isn't a promotion, just something that made her path a little lighter. The tools are there if you want them. But the real work happens in the quiet moments when you decide you're worth betting on. 2 years in, her income had surpassed what she used to make in her corporate job. But the real wealth wasn't in the bank account. It was in the freedom, the confidence, the knowledge that she'd built something that was entirely hers. She still worked from her kitchen counter sometimes, still created in the margins. But now, she did it by choice, not necessity. Her children watched her build, saw her struggle and persist, learned that creativity isn't just a hobby, it's a viable path. That motherhood doesn't mean giving up everything else. That you can honor multiple parts of yourself without apology. Sometimes she'd catch her daughter drawing in that same old sketchbook, the one that had sat untouched for so long. And she'd remember the woman she used to be, the one who thought her creative life was over. She wasn't chasing millions anymore. She'd found something better. She'd found herself again. And she'd built a life around it. Here's what nobody tells you about the Quiet Wealth Loop. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't look impressive from the outside. It doesn't make headlines or win awards. But it's there, compounding, growing, creating freedom in all the spaces that matter most. And it's available to anyone willing to start small, stay consistent, and trust that creativity has value even when the world tells you to be practical instead. What would your version look like? When she poured her coffee the next morning, it was still hot. Because this time, she wasn't rushing through her own life. She was building it, one small decision at a time, one creative act at a time, one moment of courage at a time. The sketchbook wasn't on the shelf anymore. It was open on the table, filled with ideas that were becoming real, with dreams that had found their footing. And somewhere out there, another mother was looking at her own untouched sketchbook, asking herself the same quiet question. Maybe this time, she wouldn't wait 3 years to answer. Disclaimer: this content is for educational purposes only and does not replace consultation or assistance from a professional. Always consult a qualified professional for any questions related to finance, business, or investments. Tell us what part of her story resonated with you most and where you're watching from. Your journey might just inspire the next one. Tell us which country or city you're watching from. See you in the next video. Bye.